When you hear about the role of women in Indiana's history, what do you think about? Is it their role as a mother and homemaker, caregiver, teacher, artist, factory worker during wartime, businesswoman, advocate for social change? Women have had many roles in Indiana, and we'll learn more about those roles and their impact from Catherine, curator of cultural history, and Kisha, curator of social history.
U.S. law gave men total control over the women in their families. A wife had no protection from abuse or any legal right to her children, to divorce, or to control property. The struggle for equality in Indiana began in earnest when women sought access to these basic rights, starting with the state's first Women's Rights Convention in 1851. The women's club movement of the late 19th and early 20th century led women to come together for their own improvement, and many worked together for voting rights. Suffrage in Indiana was finally won in 1917, but was swiftly ruled unconstitutional by the Indiana Supreme Court. It wasn't until the 19th Amendment was ratified in 1920 that some Hoosier women won the right to vote. Indiana Senator Birch Bayh was the author of the landmark Title IX of the Higher Education Act of 1972. Title IX states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." Basically, the law bans discrimination against women in college admissions and athletics. Many consider the legislation one of the most important legal steps for equality for women since the suffrage amendment of 1920.
Martha Ann Harris was an advocate for temperance, a suffragist, and a writer. She worked as a writer in Richmond, Indiana, as well as Atlanta and Rome, Georgia. In 1895, she wrote the following in the Afro-American Encyclopedia. "True, the right of equal franchise is said to have been given to the Negro males in a very short time after his emancipation, but in many instances, he has been deprived of a free exercise of his franchisement. Yes, women who are worthy of much consideration, women who would prove most valuable to the state on account of their executive ability, their culture, learning, and wisdom. The four great somethings that assist mightily in bringing to pass those things that make for the good of all concerned." We can document her work towards the vote for women from at least 1895 to 1920. With the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920 and moving forward, women have made progress. I will highlight one woman, Judge Z May Jemison. A graduate of Shortridge High School in Indianapolis, she went on to obtain her Bachelor's of Arts degree in history in 1973 and Master's in 1976. She earned her doctorate from the College of Law at Ohio State University. Governor Robert Orr appointed Jemison as the first Black woman Marion County Superior Court judge. She was the first African American to win a mayoral primary as a Democrat in Indianapolis. Her 1995 bid was unsuccessful. Undeterred, she ran and was elected for judge in 1996. Women have worked for change in Indiana for many years. The Red for Ed Action Day rally, organized by the Indiana State Teachers Association and other labor groups, was held at the Indiana State House on Tuesday, November 19, 2019. Red for Ed is a national movement supporting increased funding and instructional support for public educators. The Red for Ed sign in the museum collection was used by a teacher and her daughter during the rally. In 2020, women organized and protested against racial injustice. Many Black women took to the streets of Indianapolis and across the state.
The women that came before us fought and advocated to improve our lives and ensure equality for all of Indiana's citizens. What legacy will you leave behind?